Hello Aquarius, this is your tarot reading for February. It's in the middle of February, but I'm doing this special reading for Valentine's Day. Again, I know I've been away for a while, so I'm glad to be back. I'm going to do my traditional reading. 3 cards for the past, 3 for the present, 3 for the future. Okay, so the first card is a Knight of Pentacles. I have a 9 of Cups. I have a 5 of Swords. That is your past. Okay, now we head to the present. This is 8 of Wands. I have the Tower. I have a 9 of Swords. Okay, so we have some knights here. And that's kind of important because knights are about change and action. The last 3 cards, this is heading into the future. I have a 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. So we have a lot of Wands and Pentacles competing. We have a Sword, we have some Cups, and then this is 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's look first. I always prefer to look at the major arcana cards first. So let's look at what you have here. For starters, you only have 1 major arcana card, and that is the Tower right in the middle. And basically what the Tower means is that sometimes you have to start over. Sometimes there are things that are destroyed and moved out your way because they're not for your spiritual benefit. They're not for your higher good. And so no one likes the Tower when it's happening. Okay, you know, sometimes it's devastating news. Sometimes, yes, it can be a breakup. Sometimes it can mean having to take a job, break up because your partner is taking a job in another city. Any variety of things on different levels. So I will try to understand the context based on what's surrounding the Tower. But it does mean having to start over, an event that happens out of nowhere that kind of blindsides you. And you can't see the benefit of why it's happening. You might ask yourself, I hate this, I wish this didn't happen. But then later on, as time goes on, you'll find that it happened for a good reason and that it was taking away something, as I said, that was not for your higher good. Okay, now the Knights. You do have a Knight of Pentacles. Note that the Knight of Pentacles, his horse is pretty much slow. It's not doing anything. It's standing still. Pentacles are very slow. They contemplate things. They're practical. They think things over. And you see that this Knight is just holding steady here. He's not rushing into anything. At the same time, from your present, you have this Knight of Swords. You see the horse is mounted and getting ready to charge. He's dressed in battle armor. You'll notice that the horse is not looking like it's going to war, but here the Knight of Swords is. He's raising his sword, and he's definitely getting ready to attack. And the Knight of Swords is about having courage, not hesitating to address wrongs, not hesitating to stand up for yourself. And so two very different energies here, the slow, contemplative energy, and then the strong, confident, assertive energy of the Knight of Swords. So this could probably reflect the energy between you and your partner. Your partner might be the type of person who's pretty practical, who has to contemplate things, not rushing into commitment. But you, on the other hand, you're ready to attack and try to address issues and crises that happened. So it's not uncommon. I don't think it's coincidence that this knight is heading towards the tower. He's heading towards a rescue. His energies have been diverted from something else. Your energies have been diverted because of what's happened here in the tower. Okay. So that was your major arcana, and I've addressed the knights. When we look at the past energy, again, this Knight of Pentacles is contemplating, thinking things over before he makes a move. We have a Nine of Cups here, which is interesting because the Nine of Cups is about happiness and joy. It's the wish card. But it's also about spending time with loved ones and family. So, again, we see another attack. Now, this isn't a Knight of Wands or anything like that. But what you're seeing here is petty things like jealousy, disagreements, not being on the same page. And it seems to be this energy is directed towards the Nine of Cups. So your happiness in home life, there seems to be a lot of friction with any, you might be home having dinner or spending time with family. And so when I see this Five of Wands follow the Nine of Cups, I'm getting a sense of disagreements in the home. Disagreements being together, disagreements emotionally, where both of you might have different ideas of what makes you both happy. And you'll see that, again, this Knight of Pentacles is taking his time. Okay? And maybe that is what's causing the rift, that, again, you two seem to be at two different energies. And you have to find some common ground. So when we come here to the present, the way I'm feeling this out, I'm feeling that the Wands energy is reflecting the situation. The Pentacles is definitely, I'm feeling, coming from your partner. But this Eight of Wands, when you have these little hawthorn flowers on the branch, the Eight of Wands is about speed, something happening unexpectedly. And it comes right before that tower. And I kind of feel that you're addressing a serious crisis or issue with your partner, where maybe you guys had an argument and you couldn't come to an agreement about a particular issue. It could be the home, the job, the money, something that is affecting the relationship in a very significant way. And so you're addressing it, okay? And your partner's like, I don't want to address it. I'll do it. I'll address this relationship issue when I feel like it. And so, again, there seems to be some clashes here. Okay. When we get to the future, your partner is still stubborn. This Four of Pentacles is about staying put, being stubborn, not moving. And so we come to more fire energy where there's a defensiveness here. You see this man holding up his wand, getting ready to attack the six other wands. This is a Seven of Wands. And so he's very defensive. Okay. But at the same time, this is about not just being defensive. In a way, someone is defending themselves. They are trying to address the problems. They're trying to address the crisis in their own way. And it's sort of like a test, okay? It means that this, whatever's happening with this crisis with the tower, it's a test that once you pass the test, you're going to feel much better. You faced a big challenge in the relationship and you got past it, okay? So I kind of feel like you got a 5, you've got an 8, you've got a 7, you've got all these cards heading toward the middle, 5, 7, 8. I kind of feel like these cards are talking about a situation that eventually will resolve itself. And then when you look at the Pentacles, I feel like that's the energy of your partner, to where they need to have that space to make more comfortable decisions about the direction of the relationship. But as I said, Aquarius, you do not like surprises. You don't like crises. And you get pretty jittery, like most air signs, when something unexpected happens, because you prefer everything to be laid out. You want everything, you want no surprises. You want to be able to have control of the situation. But I think part of the good news is that you do have that 6 of Pentacles. And this is a card about not just generosity with money, but it's also about investing your time and your talents. And it's about generous gifts. And I feel like your partner is going to sort of get up and just sort of help address this relationship issue. They're not going to leave you alone to handle this by yourself. It kind of feels like, as slow as they've been, they are going to decide, yes, I want to be in this relationship. I'm going to get up off my butt, and it feels like they're going to come out and want to have a conversation with you, and everything will be resolved. In the meantime, you've been freaking out, right? And that's usually the way it works with some Pentacles. They need people with Pentacles energy need time to think things over, and they don't necessarily panic. They like to take their time. And then here you are, the Aquarius. Your mind, your brain is working overtime. Your anxiety is overwhelming. And so you and your partner kind of have to trust each other to a certain extent, instead of having these clashes. You have to respect the pace and the energies that you both work at. They can be complementary. I think that usually Pentacles and Swords, air signs and Pentacles, they usually get along pretty well. Earth signs and air. There's a lot of compatibility there. So, I am pulling an outcome card. Okay. So, we have this 5 of Swords. And please pardon the helicopters. But what we see going on with the 5 of Swords is basically conceding a battle. Maybe you might not get your own way. This is a card of defeat. And it's not necessarily as bad as you might think. Sometimes I interpret this card as you win some, you lose some. And sometimes you have to give in. And sometimes, you have to compromise. When it's reversed, yes, it can mean, a conflict with someone, carrying a grudge. Don't do that necessarily. But I feel like it's not that you're going to carry a grudge. When this is reversed, it can mean humiliation, carrying a grudge, and a conflict with a domineering person. But I do feel like it's you giving in. I feel like this person is saying, here's what I can give to the relationship. Here's how far I'm ready to go. Here are the next steps I want to take. And you're like, oh, I thought this person was all in. It's not what I wanted, but I can compromise for now. Okay? So it's sort of like whoever this partner is or this other person or love interest, it's like I need to take my time here. It's incredibly frustrating to you, but I feel like there's going to be a conversation where maybe they feel they need to let you know, look, I need to do this my way for now. And you're kind of going to like, okay, I'll just sit back and wait, but I'm just going to run off and be by myself because you might feel a little hurt about that, but the relationship still has the potential to move forward. Okay? So that was your reading. And I'm glad I could read in time for Valentine's Day. I hope you do have a wonderful Valentine's Day. And my special, as far as tarot readings, I will be having tarot readings. 15-minute phone readings are only $10 for the next few weeks. So check it out if you're a new subscriber or watching my videos for the first time. And I do hope I get to reconnect with some of my old clients. So take care. Enjoy yourself. Be good to yourself this Valentine's Day, whether you're alone or with someone else. The best love is self-love. I'll see you next month. And as always, I wish you love and light.